What do you mean? Hang on a minute. Why would you say to me? Gurmit, you have just said to me, Gurmit has a well, first of all, you text me saying that you haven't seen me for 9, 10 years. Why? So why would you? So if we haven't spoken for 9 years, Gurmit, hang on a minute, Gurmit, I haven't spoken to you. Right, okay. You're telling me you haven't spoken to Darren for 15 years. I've been in a relationship with Darren for 9 years, and that was when I first met you. So why is the first thing that you're saying to me, am I recording you? Right? So yeah, but that's yeah. But why? Okay, why would right? Firstly, yeah, you do have the right to know. You do have the right to know. But first, yeah. Hang on, hang on a minute. Yeah, I know, but Gurmit, yeah, I know, but we haven't spoken to each other for years on end. You didn't want to speak to me, and now the first thing that you're concerned about is am I recording you? I haven't spoken to you for years, Gurmit. Yeah, but Gurmit, I haven't spoken. Yeah, I know, but I haven't spoken to you for years. Oh, for crying, Gurmit, I have. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hang on a minute, hang on. Gurmit, are you going to let me speak? Gurmit, are you going to let me speak? Are you going to let what? God, Gurmit, hello? Hello? Gurmit? Hello? Gurmit, are you going to actually let me speak? Because, you know, what do you mean? You're not even letting me speak. You're not even letting me speak. I haven't spoken to you. I haven't spoken. Dear God, are you going to come and let me, are you actually going to let me speak? You, right, first of all, hello, Granny, are you going to actually, let me speak? Hello, right? Because Gurmit, are you going to let me speak? No, you are not. Just close your mouth, will you, please? Please, I have sent you text messages saying I need to speak to you, please, urgently. Oh. Get to the point. You haven't let me open my mouth to speak. Oh, you're doing it again. She's doing it again. She's doing it again. Gurmit, Gurmit, will you let me speak, please? Oh my gosh. I knew I might regret it, but I have to. I have got no choice. I have to. Right. Okay. I haven't spoken to you for about 9 years since the start of my relationship with Darren. Yes. Yes. Years ago, I rang you in distress. Oh my gosh, oh Gurmit, please, I'm trying, will you just let me speak? I don't even know, you don't know anything about me. You're texting, you're sending me text. Look, I'm ringing you because I am just, I am, I need to speak to you about something that does concern you, as in, right. Have you had any contact with Darren at so you're telling me yes. Yeah, well, we survived that. Damn it, I have had. Damn it, I didn't actually say to you. Right, I didn't actually say to you. Oh, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. You're not letting me speak. You're not even letting me speak. Damn it, will you let me speak? God. God. Oh, God. Damn it, please, would you let me speak? Please. I in passing, right? Yes, in passing. You don't realise that throughout that time that I've been in a relationship with Darren, throughout 9 years, I have had a lot of horrific things happen to me. It has been ongoing. I've I've had illegal forced homelessness. Darren has been arrested. I have been arrested. I've been a victim of corruption. Darren was also arrested in Eban's flat, and I know that you know Eban, because that is in Nigeria. Yes. Well, yes. No. Well, I felt very awkward. I felt very awkward. I felt very. Oh, could you let me speak, please? Please, would you let me speak, please? No, 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 but would you please let me speak? Damn it! You're talking over me. You're not letting me speak. I know you're in your own world. Damn it! Would you, damn it, do you actually want to listen to me or not? Damn it! Damn it! Hello? Look, you're not listening. You keep talking over me and you're not listening to anything I'm saying. Please. Do you know, you haven't, from the moment I picked up the phone, I started listening to you, but then you're talking and you're not listening to anything I'm saying. Like, I'm trying to speak to you. No, damn it. I appreciate I'm overloaded, right? I'm completely on my own, and I've had a lot of horrific things happen to me. So I'm just trying to. If you just be quiet for 1 second, please. Oh, there you go. You're being condescending again. Another condescending comment. Damn it, how would you like it? How would you like it? How would you like it? Damn it, you're doing it again. You know, I can't talk to this woman. I can't talk to this woman. I can't talk to this woman. Damn it, how would you like it if someone texts you that you should get a job? Damn it. Right, how about I say to you, hello? Hello? Damn it. Damn it. How would you like it if I was to say to you, well, perhaps you should get a job? What? Don't tell it anyone. Damn it. Damn it. You haven't. Will you please come up? Would you please? You're not. Damn it. You do not sound like someone who is suffering. You're on your own planet. Either you want to listen to some. You need to. You know, I've made a mistake phoning you, haven't I? Look, I just, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. But I just can't. As it is, Gurmit, I've had a total of 5 police, 101 call handlers terminate my call, which was stressful enough, because that's what they do. And now I'm phoning you because um, it's difficult enough to try and make a phone call, and from the moment I'm opening my mouth, you've been talking over me, and it's like you're in a bubble, you're on another planet. Look, um, I'm just absolutely just blown away. Look, I would never ever tell someone to get a job, or I wouldn't. And you're telling me that you would love it if I said that to you. Damn it! And what what planet are you on? If you want people to listen to you, you have to listen to other people. But from the moment I phoned you, right? You wonder why I didn't speak to you when I saw you in the beacon and in passing because I'm blown away. Okay, Darren and I are not brainwashed by the whole convict thing, right? We know all about that, right? And this that was going on throughout. I have had the past 9 years. am barely surviving right now. I'm really, really frightened, right? I'm suicidal because I'm a victim of horrific corruption. I'm illegally homeless. I've had 9 years of police beatings and torture. Our country is heading towards a civil war and a revolution right now. Or, with us becoming a third world country. And, and in the meantime, I've got all this stuff happening, and you're texting me a long text reply telling me I should get a job, and, it's like, you're not listening to my voice messages, you even said something about, is Darren's mother ill? You're not listening to me or reading my messages. I haven't seen Darren's parents for 9 years. Since the start of our relationship, I have been sending distressing text messages to his parents. I don't know if they get them. I'm sending them in tears. I've been crying. I've been suicidal. Like I said, Darren has been arrested. Even I have been arrested. The last time I was arrested, I'm dealing with some very, very demented, mentally deranged individuals, and this involves more than one person. I was arrested over false allegations over a civil matter because I refused to call my transgender sister a man, and she's disabled. And she texted me. I didn't know that she was disabled. I kind of knew that she was living as a man, but I mean, this is all political. And this involves the local MP, because the local MP caseworker is not helping me. And Darren's Darren's got more than one friend who is a so-called Christian, but they've all been mistreating me. I've had text messages from Charlie, Darren's friend, calling me a stupid idiot. But he wrote a letter to the House of Commons about me, about my severe disability, signing him off as a friend and advocate. And Darren's friend is, this is raising a lot of questions. And regardless of whether I am or not recording you, why would you ask that question anyway at the start of our phone call when we haven't spoken to each other for years? The last time I saw you, I bumped into you with Darren, but I didn't speak to you. But you knew that Darren had, that I had emotional abuse issues at times with Darren. And I've got a form of OCD as well. I know you said Darren's got OCD. I've got OCD. And never been diagnosed. But it's been extremely. I have never met Eban before. I was staying in her flat because Darren had the keys to her flat, and she came in to find me in her flat, which was so mortifying and embarrassing, because it's like walking in to find it's almost like a squatter in your home, if you like. And obviously, Darren had let me stay in her flat. But what Evan didn't realise is she thought I had stayed there for just a few days. And I had been in her flat for 3 months because I had nowhere to go. And she didn't, I actually explained to her and felt awkward that Darren had been arrested in her flat over assaulting me over a set of her keys. It all got a bit, it's all ridiculous. Everything that has happened should not have happened. Because and I want to come to this about Darren's caring role nonsense. Now, the thing is, Evan's dispose of some of my possessions. And she wrote this letter, and she didn't know where I was staying, but um so but she'd been having contact with Darren. Now you do you can I just say you've had no contact with Darren at all? No, look, it's really interesting that yeah, yeah. Well, it doesn't matter about that. Yeah, it doesn't matter about any of that because yeah, yeah. Mm. Well, like I said, so you had to, so the thing you don't realise, but this is, Evan, unless you actually sit down and listen to someone, you have absolutely no idea what is going on in that person's life. You actually need to sit down. Yes, I know you do. But Evan. Yeah, no, but Evan. Well, but most of us are, Evan. Most of us are. But Evan, this is where you also need to listen though, because it's very easy for you to make sweeping statements to people. Yes, they are, Evan. You don't know anything about me. Right, Evan. I mean, not Evan. Not Evan. Not Evan. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it! You still damn it! Come on! You didn't know me back then and you still don't know me. You knew, as you say, you knew. Would you let me speak? Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Would you let me speak, please? Please! You don't know God. I want you to be quiet. I want you to be quiet and listen, please. You haven't. It's impossible to speak to you. Do you know what? This is why I've been in a relationship with Darren, because oh God, my mouth is dry. This is why Darren started off as a friend, right? Have I said anything? I've actually just been complimenting him. You're the one who's not listening. Isn't it ironic? Isn't it ironic? Damn it, you're not giving me any time. Oh my gosh. Damn it. Darren, you told me that he used to, right, I know that he used to speak to you about me, right? You didn't, damn it, would you just be quiet? Would you be quiet? Please. There was a woman in the psychiatric unit, and I said I had a problem with you, and you said she said you weren't a good friend, but you weren't. What was her name? The one who liked Michael Jackson. That woman. She said she knows you from the Midlands. Right. Okay. Right. Well, I texted to say that you wouldn't listen to me. She knows. Yeah, well, she texted me to say you weren't a good friend. Well, could you at least, could you at least, could you at least, no, Gurmit, would you let me speak? You're not, Gurmit, you don't even know me, and I'm trying to talk to you. Hello? Hello? I'm trying to talk to you. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You're just rambling away. You're rambling away. I have time to speak to you. Please. Would you be quiet then and listen? Would you please be quiet? You're not. Damn it. Please. Please. Can't even take a deep breath. Would you, damn it. Would you please just be quiet? Please. You're on your own. You're in your own planet. I phoned you to ask, can I speak to you? Damn it, please. Would you just be quiet? You've got some nerve, haven't you? You say that Darren rambles. You say that Darren rambles. Darren does not ramble. Well, he actually, I would not be in a relationship with someone who's doing what you're doing right now. He listens. He listens. Darren listens. He listens to me all the time. Well, then please, would you be quiet? Because I am ringing you to try and talk to you, and you won't let me speak. No, you don't. No, as a person, as a human being, could you just be. I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake. I've made a mistake. Look, I know you. Look, believe me, I'm fully aware that you don't have the ability to listen. I didn't realise to what extent. Obviously that's your problem. You don't have the ability to just let someone speak because you're just rambling and rambling and rambling and rambling and talking over me. Gurmit, would you go into a bank? Would you go into a bank and start speaking over someone and praying for them? They'd think you're completely and utterly loopy, as well as rude, but that is not normal behaviour.
Do I pray? You call when someone's having
I can't believe I'm having this conversation.
I call a prayer, and so you come before God and ask Jesus to forgive you from your sin and really recognise you're a sinner, and then you
Gurmit, you are in. Hello, Gurmit, you are in. What? Where are you? Where are you? Because you are not in the same place as me. You are on another planet right now. I am. No, I'm trying to talk to you. I am trying to talk to you. I hope you didn't take the jab, because this is. I am trying to talk to you. Gurmit, I am trying to talk to you, and you are consistently talking over me. You're in your own bubble. You're not listening. Well, clearly you've got some sort of a mental health issue that I don't know about, but it's not normal to talk over someone when they are trying to speak to you. You're praying for me when it's so rude and disrespectful. You're doing it again. You're talking over me. You're talking over me. Oh God. Oh my God. Help me. Help, please. ABUSE, help. I didn't say anything about cancer. You don't read my text messages. You don't read my text messages. You don't listen. You don't listen. You don't listen. Gurmit. 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 Gurmit, I have been speaking to you for 40 minutes. You have been talking over me. You don't know me. Would you? I know you're not. You talk. Well, then please don't talk. Will you be quiet? Will you be quiet, please? Just be quiet. I have been speaking for 40 minutes and you have not listened. You're not talking. Will you just be quiet? Will you be quiet? I think you need to take a leaf out of Darren's book. Do you know what? If you know Darren so well, why don't you take a leaf out of his book and be quiet? Why don't you take a leaf out of Darren's book if you've known him for nearly 30 odd years and just be quiet and listen? I have been trying to speak for over 40 minutes, and you have been talking over me the whole time. Most practically. No, 43 minutes. You have been talking over me and you've prayed over me. It is so rude and disrespectful. It's so rude and disrespectful. You were praying for me while talking. You're praying out loud. You're talking over me and praying. You did pray. You did pray. You did pray. You were praying over me. I heard you. I heard you. You see, you don't. Do you know? Do you even know what you're? You don't even know what you're saying and doing. You were praying over me. Why? What were you doing then? What were you doing? I heard you praying for me. I heard you. Gurmit. Gurmit. Hello. Gurmit. I heard you praying over me. I did hear you praying over me. I did. I heard you praying over me. You have, because you have just been speaking over me for the past 45 minutes. You were. Why did I? Gurmit, do you have do you have a mental health issue that just makes you? No, do you have a problem? Do you have a problem where you're not able to listen? Gurmit, would you please be quiet? I have not spoken to you for 9 years. I have not. Gurmit, would you please be quiet? Would you please be quiet? I haven't spoken to you for 9 years. Stop talking at me, please. I am pleading with you. In the name of ABUSE, the name that in the name of ABUSE, the name that Darren took me to, because that's another thing that's another thing you accused me. Would you be quiet? Please. Will you be quiet? You accused me of taking me to the name of ABUSE a few years back. Right. Well, there you go. You see, you're in your own bubble. A few years ago, I bumped into you with Darren, and so stop lying. Will you stop telling lies? A few years ago, you've just said it. You've just said ABUSE. I'm losing. Look, I need a drink. Gurmit, a few years ago, would you be quiet? Will you just be quiet? Would you let me speak? Gurmit, would you just be quiet for 5? Would you just be for 5 minutes? For 5 minutes, just be quiet. Gurmit, would you just be quiet and let me speak? What is your mental health issue? I'm not able to speak to you. Hello. Gurmit, would you just be quiet, please? Gurmit, are you in your own bubble? Gurmit, would you let me speak now? Just be quiet, please. Just for a few minutes, could you just be quiet and try, if you can, please try and listen, please. Gurmit, would you just try and listen? Listening is a skill that very few people have, and this is something that you don't have. I'm pleading with you now. Now, please, would you just... Will you be quiet now? Please, be quiet, please. You have just told... Please. Because you are just rambling. You are rambling. Gurmit, you are rambling. Please, just be... Gurmit, you just be quiet, please. I am pleading with you to just let me speak. Right, it has been nearly 50 minutes. I have been trying to speak to you for nearly 50 minutes now. Gurmit, will you stop rambling and stop copying me? Stop mimicking me. Stop mimicking me. Gurmit, would you please be quiet and stop copying me? That is so rude to accuse me of doing what I've just asked you not to do. For 50 minutes you've been rambling. I have phoned to ask to speak to you about something serious. Gurmit, please, I'm begging you to please be quiet. Please. You haven't. I have been for 50 minutes now. I have been trying to speak to you. No, don't time me. Don't time me. You have no right to say that. Just be quiet and let me speak, please. I just want to say, right, just without, just don't interrupt. Don't say anything, please. Just let me speak, right? A few years ago, when Darren and I bumped into you again, I have had no contact with you except on the odd occasion when I bumped into you that time when I was in the police cell in distress, and I couldn't even speak to you then because you wouldn't let me speak. But a few years ago, you said to me in front of Darren, you said that I was the one who took Darren to the name of ABUSE. Now you have just said to me, I've never even heard of that name. So you are blatantly lying to me on this phone call, because you actually said to me in front of Darren outside the Beacon, outside the Arndale Centre, oh, it was you who took Darren to the name of Yahweh. No, Darren, when I started a relationship with Darren, we started off as friends, and he took me to the name of Abba Yahweh, our Heavenly Father's Hebrew name, that was removed nearly 7,000 times from Scripture. Darren is the intelligent one. He is the one who knows about the Hebrew Bible. I've been learning from Darren as I go, and he strengthened my faith, and that has really helped. So when you say things like that, when you go up to someone and you falsely make accusations to someone that you don't even know, because you're doing it now, you don't listen. So, but I didn't realize just what you were like until now, because like I said, 9 years ago, um when I first met you with Darren, I you didn't know me, and you still don't know me, only from bits and pieces that Darren has said or whatever. So like I said, for like, it's only the past 50 minutes I feel absolutely frazzled from just trying to speak to you, because you're just rambling at me. You're sending I have sent text messages to you saying, can I talk to you? But my gosh, I didn't realize you were like this, not to this extent anyway, because I'm in distress. Because throughout my relationship with Darren, things have been happening that are really, really serious. And it does involve one or two of his friends who are supposed to be Christian. Steve Churchill from the food bank warehouse, he's got things of mine. He's meant to be a Christian, and he was horrible. He at the last minute he left me in tears. He said that it was just very weird behaviour. I was making thank you gifts for him and his wife, who allegedly died of cancer. And then there was Eban. I made gifts. I think I made a thank you gift for her. I'm not sure if I did, but I fixed her washing machine. I cleaned out the filter and I left some flowers for her. And then she wrote me a note threatening to dispose of my possessions, and left it in a SDR living, where, you know, you talk about getting help with mental health. There was supposed to be staff trained to deal with complex needs. And speaking as someone who has done paid care work, I did paid care work over 20 years ago. I worked hard, but these people, these demented lunatics, locked me out of my brand new flat on in my nightwear on news of my father's death. Now, I still don't know how my father died, and my sisters illegally went through my father's things without me. So you've just been talking at me. You don't know anything about me. You think I've had contact with my sisters. Something extremely traumatic has happened to me. I've been sexually assaulted by the police. I've been beaten by the police. They asked me to attend a voluntary interview and I turned it down. 5 days after I reported common assault in one of these council hellholes, I was arrested and sexually assaulted. 2 male officers. I've got their names and one of their badge numbers. They exposed my breasts naked. And it's just been horrendous. I now at the start of our phone call, you said, "Am I recording?" Do you know? Have you had any contact with Eban, or you've had no contact with Eban and Darren? Have you? Because I've got a YouTube channel that's got criminal evidence on there of me being attacked. To the point where one time I thought I might even be killed. I don't have a smartphone. It's an amateur YouTube channel. I'm extremely, extremely frightened. I had blood on my door. I reached out to members of the council. I reached out to the local MP. A woman who has since died of cancer was a crucial witness to me being attacked. I've got the email she sent to Caroline Ansell where she witnessed me being attacked. And all these people, the councillors, the MP, they failed to stop and correct. I put the CFO on notice under common law. So I have done everything. I've gone above and beyond. So this is establishment level. Instead of supporting me, I was arrested. Now, you're talking about Darren's mother. Oh, you don't read my text messages properly, because you're saying to me in a voice message, you're saying, "Is Darren's mother ill?" I don't know, because they haven't been there. I have been reaching out to them, right? I've been leaving voice messages in tears. Darren left me to sleep rough. He just a few weeks ago, he assaulted me and I didn't press charges. I'm very, very confused by all of this. His friends have abused me. Charlie sending me verbally abusive text messages, even though he sent a letter to the House of Commons on my behalf about my disability, saying he's a friend and advocate. You see, all this demented behaviour, and then I'm getting all of this from you, which I don't need. I know that you know Eban because Darren told me that, but I need to ask you something very, very serious, because when I say it concerns you, well, in light of everything that I've said, I know that at the start of my relationship with Darren, he had some conversations with you, and you started attacking me without knowing anything about me. You didn't know me from Adam, and you started attacking me saying, oh, Darren has told me this, you've made Darren ill, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And it's pretty much what you've just been doing for the past 50 minutes that I've been trying to speak to you in this phone call. So what I'm trying to say is, if Darren is... Now, this is where it gets difficult, because obviously, you know, I respect another person's right to speak to you in private about me. That's none of my business. But when you are attacking me and you don't realize that Darren has actually been emotionally controlling with me as a vulnerable adult, I need to talk to you about this caring role through Care for the Carers, because when he came along, he was a friend. Then we became more than just good friends, and then he took this caring role through Care for the Carers, and then I lost my flat of 7 years. I know he's got his own issues, his OCD, which borders on controlling behaviour. But I lost my flat of 7 years. Before Darren came along, I had dealt with so much on my own, but I was struggling in that flat with a severe disability that was undiagnosed. I lost my mother to cancer. I went to the rape victim centre. I put someone in prison and on a sex offenders register for attempted rape. And I was putting on a performance on the outside that I was okay when I wasn't. And Darren was the only person who knew that and saw that. And this is where it gets messy, because Caroline Ansell, the former MP, gave him a caring role. Well, she didn't want to meet me as a constituent, which I find very strange in itself, because it concerns me, not Darren. So you're telling me I need to get the help and don't involve Darren? Well, I did that. I was in supported accommodation when my mother was dying, and I was forced to sign a homeless application 6 days before she died, and I couldn't physically eat. I have now, since then, been locked out of a flat in my nightwear on news of my father's death by demented psychopaths who are meant to be trained to deal with complex needs. And as I said, I'm speaking as someone who did paid care work over 20 years ago, and I worked very hard. Now, now since I've needed help myself, I have been severely abused and exploited, and I've actually had crimes against humanity. Under Article 10 of the Human Rights Act. Do you realise? I don't know if you're aware, but Section 134 of the Criminal Justice Act 1988, these public servants could serve up to life in prison for what they've done to me, these public servants. And because it involves the police. Now, Eban has still got things of mine. I was locked out of that supported flat on news my father had died. The Lansdowne hotel manager intervened. He contacted head of police. Guess where he is now? He's in prison for 7 years because he because he defrauded a lot of people, including my eldest sister's friend, who was on the local ITV news. How did I find this out? By word of mouth. I'm not even able to read a text message from my eldest sister. I have been threatened to stay away from my disabled transgender sister's flat, which is my late mother's flat. I haven't been to my late mother's flat since she died in 2009, and I was told by a desk sergeant that if I leave a card and flowers for my sister, I will go to prison. This involves Darren because Darren suggested this. He has been swearing at me, saying it's your sister's, it's got nothing to do with me. But these things have only happened since I've been with Darren. He took this, so as I said,
So this is where it gets very confusing for me, because I'm the vulnerable adult here. He took this caring role through Care for the Carers back in 2016 when I still had the flat. I I didn't agree to it. I went along with it because I'm extremely vulnerable. In the same way that I've had police here investigating sexual harassment by a hotel guest who's no longer here, which is ironic because I was crying to that hotel guest about what the police have done to me. They have sexually assaulted me. They have beaten and injured me. Charlie, Darren's friend, took photographs of what the police did to me back in May when I turned down a voluntary interview after the Supreme Court ruling in Parliament to say that a biological woman is a woman. And so I was going to kill myself before the 19th of August because I was terrified of ending up like Lucy Connolly, because in this country right now we've got a lot of political prisoners. Lucy Connolly has only just been released from prison. This is our freedom of speech that is being taken from us. They've dropped the case, the bogus case. My transgender sister's support worker swore at me in Wetherspoons because I refused to call her a man. But my sister wasn't the one who had a problem with me. It was her support worker. Yes, my sister was angry and upset because I wouldn't call her a man, but she didn't push me off her. I gave her a hug. I was crying for her because I'm in shock. I didn't know she needed help washing and dressing. So I hadn't seen her for years, and all of this is happening to me. She said she'd try and get a mediator. Before I know it, police are arresting me. I was reported missing. I was deregistered from my doctor's surgery by a doctor who was meant to write a letter to the council. Me and my elderly acquaintance from Wetherspoon were threatened with police just because we said to Dr. Carrow, would you contact Ewan Morrison, the MP caseworker? And he just threatened us with police, and then he deregistered me. So much for having a severe disability, because these people are continuing to be willfully negligent. They're pushing me to suicide. They're committing crimes against me. The local MP isn't doing anything. So what I'm trying to say to you, Gurmit, is this is what happens when you're extremely vulnerable, but you speak the truth. You become a targeted individual. Uh, calling a spade a spade. And I am just struggling at a basic level right this minute for survival, just trying to get someone anywhere to do anything. I've now had 510 police 101 call handlers hang up on me. There is so much corruption going on in this country. The police are not the police. I get shaken up just watching videos of what our police are doing to innocent members of the public. Like I said, we're heading towards a civil war. I want to go to the Freedom Rally next month. I shook hands with Nick Tanconi back in October. So these things have been happening. But in the meantime, I'm having issues, serious issues with Darren, and whilst I don't expect you or anyone to be able to help me with this because it's very awkward, Darren's controlling behavior, it is making me very, very anxious and thinking that I need help from domestic abuse because it involves his friends, and you're friends with Eban. Now, like I said, 9 years ago, you didn't know me back then in the same way that you don't know me back now. But you've made, on the odd occasion that I've seen and spoken to you, you've rambled at me and made false accusations, saying I took Darren to the name of Yahweh. but I couldn't understand why you were attacking me, saying you've made Darren ill. This is really, really serious because, coercive control is a prison sentence of up to 5 years. And, I told Darren that, and he screamed at me to prosecute him. I've got a landlady in contempt of court for locking me out of a house last year. I had to deal with those demented lunatics. And the district judge told the landlady on the 8th of August that he could send her to prison. So I've got to email this new solicitor because the last solicitor was an absolute demented man. He's apparently got 16 pages of corruption against him, including sexual harassment, according to a little old lady in Bexhill on YouTube. She's a victim of an illegal eviction scam. She's amazing. Just listening to this woman. She's a retired forensic lawyer, and she has been targeted by the establishment. And I'd like to go and visit this woman. And the irony is, Darren's friend Charlie, who's called me a stupid idiot, is saying, "Oh, people say that she's mad." Well, it wouldn't surprise me if Charlie has said that, because Charlie has texted me that I'm a stupid idiot. And yet, he and Darren did a Bible study in Wetherspoons together. And this was shortly after Darren assaulted me and I didn't press charges. So I don't appreciate, religious abuse, because my faith, I don't know you personally, and you don't know me personally. My faith has always been genuine from the start of my life. And I personally would not text someone, "You should get a job, you should do this, you should do that." No one has the right to tell someone else what they should do. What you should do is open your ears and listen. So it took me 50 minutes to try and just get you to calm down and listen to me, because you don't know me, and I am genuinely frightened. And one of the things that prompted me to contact you was, and I know this is just a wild thing that I'm putting out there, but out of curiosity, I wanted to know, Gurmit, if you took a caring role through Care for the Carers yourself, because Darren did tell me that you had helped that old lady, the one with the one that used to hang around outside M&S with long white hair. I don't know if she's homeless or not, but Darren said you went into her home and you gave her a bath, which I think, is a lovely thing to do. It's really, and I genuinely mean that. It's very kind, that's what people need. So yeah, no, you've never had any dealings with Care for the Carers? No. Okay. Okay. Well, like I said, but it is, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for answering that. That's that. But I don't suppose. But it is true that you did. You did obviously do that kind act. You did care for that elderly woman. I don't know her name, but Darren. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you for yeah. Well,
My brother was the carer, but he needed some support because he was looking after his sister and he asked for help. So I couldn't refuse, and he was desperate and she was desperate.
well, you know what, Gurmit, I needed to ask you this, and like I said, I without trying to overthink or anything, that is exactly what I needed help with myself. Obviously, I don't need someone to wash me or anything like that,
No, never,
but
no hands on. It was just calling in, and it's a one-off. It's that day, and then you'll know it just clubs out because it was the brother was anxiety. He'd done lots of teddy bears for her, and the flat was full of stuff. Things that her dad had done. The brother had died, and they'd been living with for 17 years or more. He'd lived there for 60. He died. That guy died last year. I'm still upset, and he didn't have a funeral. I'm devastated, gutted.
the brother did.
The brother died.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Darren doesn't even know.
No, I didn't know that.
He died, and he said, "Bring me back." After 2 weeks, he was ill for the first time in his life. He couldn't believe it. He was found dead. Somebody went to check on him, 2 guys.
Oh, that's awful.
So I haven't been very, very upset because Eastbourne's not the same without him.
Right, okay. Yeah, that is sad. Yeah.
That was the biggest blow. Because every Sunday night after church, he would sit with me and he would ask me what have I learnt. He never used to, but I was tired, and I said, I'll tell you another day. But it's because he wanted to know, and he wanted to know. You see, and if it's cold in winter, and I thought, gosh, but he just wanted to know because he didn't have the concentration sitting in church because he was ill all the time. He didn't even know he was ill. You know, you can die without knowing you're ill, and then you can suddenly drop dead. And they had to do an autopsy on him. He was dying in front of my eyes and his eyes, but he didn't know. He didn't know he was ill. So that was physiological. You know, if you've had a mother who's had cancer, come to terms. I'm at a better place now, but I'll go back and do a memorial.
Right. Okay. Right. Yeah. That is. Well, that is awful.
Can you imagine a person who you've known and invested in, and he didn't have a funeral, and we couldn't attend his burial, and it was and he's on an unknown spot, and we've got to do a memorial. Can you understand? I was just devastated.
No, well, like I said, well, yeah, no, yeah, yeah.
But you know I'm ill. I said, no. He says, bring me back in 2 weeks' time. And I thought, okay, so I thought I better leave him alone because he's ill. He said 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And he died within the week.
No, that's sad.
Just within a week.
Can I just say, look, the thing is, the thing that concerns me, right now, I know that those people were, I didn't know those people personally. People used to point them out because they used to do, the old lady used to do a pirouette outside the shopping centre, and obviously they had serious issues. No, I just people. I saw her, yes, and I, because Eastbourne is yeah, Eastbourne is one of those towns, yes, where. Well, I don't know her. People just pointed things out.
Do you know her? Did you see her with your own eyes? Who she was?
I don't.
Did you register her in your brain?
I don't.
Or did you walk past her and see her doing this? That's what I'm asking because nobody remembers.
Well, I once had a boyfriend who said that a boyfriend who turned abusive after my mother died. He made a comment saying, "Oh, I when I did security work, I saw her doing a pirouette outside M&S." Yeah, it's just well, there's a lot of gossip, isn't there? There's a lot of gossip.
She doesn't have long hair. She's well looked at.
I mean, but you know what I found interesting, and this yeah. What I was just going to say, I'm going to make a point. What? Oh, no, I didn't know that. Wow. Gosh. Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Someone said that she worked for an airline or something, but it just goes to show. It just goes. Yeah, well, I knew that it was some. Wow. Wow, that's even bigger than higher up. Yeah. But it just goes to show. It just get. But this is the point. But this is the point.
And she's outlived her brother.
Well, this is the point I'm making. You can judge people on appearance. You can certainly. No, but people do. This is what I mean. They've done that with me. You can do that with anyone. It just goes to show. But I know. But there's a millionaire. Well, there was a millionaire. Yeah. Well, there's a millionaire. There was a millionaire. There was a millionaire who slept rough because he didn't want to. For some reason, he didn't want to sleep in his home. So it just goes to show. Yeah, well, yeah, wow. Yeah, Yeah, well, you know, it can happen to anyone. It can happen. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So yeah, well, this is what I'm saying, Gurmit. But you made judgments about. But this is what I'm saying, Gurmit. Yeah. So can we get back to? If you go to a city, they don't treat you as kind as the people in East. No, I know. Well, I disagree with that actually. Do you know what? My worst experiences have all been in Eastbourne. I've had my life completely destroyed. I've been libelled in the local Herald, and the thing is, Gurmit, bringing this back to what I need to bring. Yes, Gurmit, this is what I mean. You don't know what has been happening. You said, you know, you talk about not making judgments, but you've made judgments. You've made false accusations towards me in the street. No. You've made, Gurmit. So can we bring this back to? Can we bring this back to where we were? Can we bring this? So, Gurmit, can you let me finish speaking? Because I've got to go. I've got to get off the phone.
I never even knew you had a faith. So how can I say that you were teaching Darren something spiritual?
You did, though. Don't lie. Yes, you did, Gurmit. Gurmit, what did I say to you earlier? Gurmit. Oh, I'm going to take a deep breath. ABUSE, please help me with this. No. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Gurmit, no. Gurmit, could you let me speak? Would you let me speak? Gurmit, Gurmit. 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 Gurmit, could you let me speak? What? Gurmit, could you let me speak, please? Gurmit. Gurmit, could you let me speak? No, because you're backtracking something. You're backtracking on something. You're. I didn't say, Gurmit, I didn't say anything. You didn't let me speak. You didn't know. You didn't let me speak. You didn't let me. Gurmit, it was you and Darren who started having a conversation about COVID, okay? Look, I call it convid because it's a con. I didn't open my... Oh, God. I'm not going to get into it. The con. It's a con. The scamdemic. Right. Gurmit, could you please let me speak? Gurmit, would you let me speak? Would you, Gurmit, could you let me speak? Gurmit, please, would you just let me speak? Gurmit. I'm lying in bed as well. I'm very ill. I lost a lot of blood. Yeah, would you let me speak, please? In the name of Yahweh.
I don't need to give you this time.
Gurmit, why are you being so rude to me? You're being so rude now. You're being so rude. What are you talking about? Why are you being so rude to me all of a sudden? Would you let me speak? Gurmit, would you... Gurmit. Gurmit, I haven't spoke. You don't know me, so please, would you let me speak? Would you let me speak, please? Hello, Gurmit, I know you have problems with your family, but please, I'm not your family. Gurmit, I'm not your family. I'm not your family. Gurmit, I'm trying to speak to you. Gurmit, would you... What planet are you on? You're having a conversation with yourself. Would you please be quiet? Gurmit, you're having a conversation. Gurmit, you don't know me. You don't... Would you please be quiet? Gurmit, would you please be quiet? All right, I'm going to go and get a drink. You talk to yourself. Right, you just have a conversation with yourself.
I didn't even know you had a faith. I thought you didn't.
Gurmit, you don't know me, so could you be quiet? Right? I have been on the phone for an hour and a half. Gurmit. Right, I'm very ill. Right? I am really very ill. I can't talk to this woman. I can't. Gurmit, I'm trying to actually talk to you about something serious.
The thing is, I have a concern for you.
Right, I'm just going to put the phone down for a second, because you're just talking to yourself. Right. Are you going to listen? Right. No, hang on. No, Gurmit. Right. Listen. No, listen. Could you please be quiet? You're having a conversation with yourself. You're having a conversation with yourself. You're having a conversation with yourself. You are having a conversation with yourself. Gurmit. Gurmit. Hello. Hello. Gurmit. 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 You're in Cloud Cuckoo. You're in Gurmit land. Right? Would you let me speak? I don't know what you're talking about. Right? I bumped into you during. Would you let me speak? I bumped. Would you? No, because you are talking. You are in your own world. You are in your own little. You're in your own little world. No, when Darren and I bumped into you, would you be quiet? Would you be quiet? Damn it, I am trying to talk to you. I am trying to talk to you. Gurmit. Oh. Gurmit, would you please be right? I don't want to have a heart attack. I've got to be careful that I've been told by a doctor that if I get heart palpitations, it could be life-threatening. I lost a lot of blood. I've had a landlady in contempt of court, and I am homeless. Please, would you just... When if you be quiet and let me speak, because I might have to call paramedics, and I'm not joking. Right? Right, are you going to let me speak without interrupting me? Well, look, would you be quiet? You are talking to yourself, not me. I'm not listening to you, Gurmit, let me speak, right? I have phoned you because I need to talk to you about something very serious, right? No, I know. Don't tell me to get on with it. You won't shut up. You're in your own bubble. Darren and I bumped into... Would you be quiet? Will you please be quiet and let me speak? Darren... Oh, you're doing it. Would you be quiet, please? Please. Gurmit, I am trying to talk to you. You came up to me. You made false allegations. Right. You have attacked me without knowing me, and I'm trying to talk to you, Gurmit. Gurmit, I am trying to talk to you. Would you be quiet? Would you be quiet? Just be quiet, please. I mean it. I'm going to call the paramedics because I'm worried about my physical health as well as my mental health.
Before you drop dead talking to me, I think you better ring the paramedics now. Let's call it a day now.
But you will not be quiet and just listen, right?
Can you ring the paramedics?
Right, during COVID, right, when Darren and I bumped into you in the Beacon, right? I kept my mouth shut. I let you two have a debate about COVID. I call it COVID, okay? You and Darren were going on about I don't know all the things that Darren knows. Oh, I feel like because Darren is my partner. What is wrong with you? Darren is my partner, and you are being right. So you're now going to throw insults at me. Are you now going? So you've been talking over me. You're in your own little world. Now you're throwing insults at me. You just will not be quiet. We will not be quiet. This is why I didn't speak to you. This is why. Gurmit, hello, Gurmit. Right, I'm gonna have to just go in.
You know, how are you
I'm just
feeling
gonna go and
today,
get a drink.
and what are you up to, and where are you living and how are you living? That's what I'm interested in.
Are you going to let me speak? Are you just going to carry on talking to yourself? Or are you going to let me speak? Because you've just been having a conversation with yourself, and now you're throwing insults at me about OCD.
So whatever you interpret, your lens, you've got a faulty lens.
Gurmit, I'm not going to listen to insults. Are you just going to carry on? Gurmit, you need to go and get some help. Gurmit, I've made a mistake. All right, I made a mistake. All right, I made a mistake. All right, I made a mistake. I'm sorry, Gurmit. You need to go and get some help. You're not even. You're in your own tiny bubble. I can't believe this. I'm bringing you up to talk about. Do you know something? That you're talking about the Bible. You're in your own world. Right, I'm going to go and get a drink. Right, I've just gone to get myself a drink. Are you going to let me speak? Gurmit, I've just went to get a drink. Are you going to stop talking? Because you're talking to yourself. I'm not listening. Gurmit, because you are talking to yourself. Gurmit, I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm not talking. Will you stop having a conversation with yourself? I phoned you because I need to talk about this woman is impossible. She's having a conversation with herself, and I'm trying. What do you mean, get to the point? You have just been rambling. And you're doing it again.
I said to you on the text,
I haven't got time for this. Eban and Gurmit. I haven't got time to listen to your rambling. Gurmit, I haven't got time to listen to rambling. Gurmit, I haven't got time to listen to rambling. I haven't got time for this. Do you join the church just so that you can stick your nose in other people's business? Right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to put you.
I feel that when I see you, and if I
I'm just going to let her just carry on speaking to herself. I've taken her off loudspeaker. I can't do this. She's just talking to herself. I think she joins church groups just to stick her nose in. She come up to me in the street and she's saying, I've made Darren ill. Forget about Darren. Darren's my partner. Darren doesn't behave like this. I wouldn't be in a relationship with someone like this. He listens. Right, Gurmit. Right, you're actually quiet now. I had to go away and get a drink because I am close to collapsing. You're having a conversation with yourself. No, you haven't had a drink because you just won't shut up. You're talking to yourself. Oh, Gurmit, look, what is the point? You have just been talking to yourself. You're being so rude, so disrespectful. You've just been talking to yourself. You've just been having a conversation with yourself. Gurmit, could you just, are you actually, do you want to listen to what anyone else has to say? You know who I am because you have attacked me. I'm not interested, Gurmit. You're having a conversation with, I have phoned you.
So please respect.
Well then don't talk to me pretending that right, you're now telling you've thrown insults at me and you've just been rambling to yourself, and now you're telling me never to phone you again. Thank you very much for that. Well, don't worry. Do you think I want to phone you again after this? Do you think I want to? Gurmit, you had the nerve to accuse me. Gurmit, you had the nerve to attack me. You had the nerve to say that I made Darren ill. You had the nerve. You are doing the devil's work. You are doing the devil's work, Gurmit. You are doing the devil's work, Gurmit. Do you know what? ABUSE rebuke you, because I tell you what, you had the 9 years ago, you didn't know me, you didn't know what I was going through, and you said that I was making Darren ill. Then a few years later, you have lied in this phone call. Are you going to just be quiet? And then you're attacking Darren. You've got the nerve to attack Darren to me. You're doing the devil's work. You are doing the devil's work because you've attacked Darren to me. You've attacked me. Yes, you did. You said that I made Darren ill. Yes, and so have I got OCD. So have I got OCD. And so have I got OCD. And so have I got OCD, right? Caught it. You don't catch OCD. You're not going to catch OCD. You're not going to catch OCD from me, Gurmit. Gurmit, would you just stop? Would you get to Gurmit, can you come out of airy fairyland? Can you come out of airy fairyland for just 2 minutes? Wow. Well, I think I've got all the answers I need now, without even asking you. Gurmit, are you just going to right? I have been on the phone to you for nearly 2 hours. Kind. She has got, you see, you're not listening. She has got possessions of mine. She threatened to dispose of pest. So this is what you like to do to people. Gurmit, I already know what you're going to do before you do it. You have used other people's mental health to bully them. You are using other people's mental health and other people's vulnerability to bully them. What? Would you please just be quiet? What, Gurmit? You talk at people. You don't listen to people. People don't want. Let me tell you, Gurmit. Can I give you a word of advice? If you do voluntary work, people don't want you making judgments and attacking them. That is, you are doing this is narcissism at its finest. You are doing narcissism at its finest. Eban, Eban, I have just explained to you some very, very delicate things. I've told you that Eban threatened to dispose of some things of mine, which she still has. I fixed her washing machine and I left some flowers for. I made sure that where I slept, I cleaned, I mopped the floor, I cleaned. Her washing machine was not working until I fixed it. And she threatened to dispose of some possessions of mine, something that I have not.
Hold on, can I ask you something? You know that stuff on the landing,
Look,
that's gone. Because I was asking.
Oh, so you have had contact with Eban. This just goes. So you've had contact with Eban. So this goes to show.
No, and then it disappeared, and I don't know.
Eban is supposed to be looking after my possessions. So you're telling me you've had contact with Eban, so you knew all about this. You have been lying to me throughout all of this conversation. I cannot believe how absolutely you have not been transparent. You've been just so it's taken. That is absolutely sickening. That is sickening, Gurmit. You knew that she had possessions of mine. So you know that she's got possessions of mine. So you know that she's got possessions of mine. I can't believe how. So you knew that she has possessions of mine. No, how do you know? How do you know? How do you know, Gurmit? How do you know?
I gotta go upstairs. In the past, I've had to go and put stuff on my feet. I can't go up the stairs into the property, and then
What the hell are you on about?
On the floor.
Oh, Gurmit, I can't deal with all of this mental behaviour. How do you know about my possessions? Will you just be quiet for one moment and... Right, you've just been rambling. Do you answer this question? Gurmit, will you just let me speak, please? This woman, I don't know this woman. This is Darren's friend, my partner's friend. She left a note for me threatening to dispose of my possessions. Do you or do you not know about this? Do you or do you not know about this? And tell the truth. Stop lying about things.
Hang on. You've just told me there was stuff on the that was some years ago on the thing because
what?
I remember.
What are you talking about?
Listen, 2019 before COVID?
Oh, for God's sake. No! This was 3 years ago. Do you or do you not know about me staying in Eban's flat and my possessions and her threatening to dispose of them? Do you? So you don't know? So you didn't? Will you just listen to me then? Do you know about this or don't you? Please answer the question. Do you know about this or don't you? Because I've had enough of all these games.
I've told you 100 times. You just told me.
Right.
How would I know otherwise?
Did you know? So, but you did. Did you know that Eban has my things? Yes or no? Please just answer the question. Did you know Eban is your friend as well? Did you know?
I hardly see her. I see her, right?
But you've been in her flat. Right. Do you know about me staying in? Would you answer the question? Would you just shut up, please? I'm begging you to be quiet and just answer my question. Did you know that I had stayed in Eban's flat?
I do know.
You do now, right? And you didn't know that Darren had been arrested. You didn't know that I fixed her washing machine, and you didn't know, and you didn't know, and you didn't. And you didn't know that she threatened to dispose of my things in a note that she left in reception at SDR Living, where I was locked out on news of my father's death. I was locked out. Would you just be quiet?
I didn't know what she was on about.
I tell you what.
Things on my plate, boy. I've been ill. I had COVID.
COVID doesn't exist. You had a common cold. Okay? You and Darren had a debate about it. You and Darren had a debate about the COVID, okay? I didn't enter it. I didn't speak. You know that I won't speak to you because it's impossible to get a word in edgeways. It's impossible to get a word in edgeways. I'm not interested. Look, I'm really not interested. I'm ringing you because I need to talk about something important. Gurmit, I can't listen. Gurmit, I can't listen to anything that you're saying. I really don't know, and I don't care because there are so many lies. Look, Gurmit, that's not. I am ringing you because Gurmit. I'm ringing you. I'm ringing you because. Gurmit, you have a conversation with yourself. I'm going to go and get a drink. You have a conversation with yourself. Gurmit, you're talking like an autistic person. You're in your own bubble.
Does exist, whether it's vaccinations that kill people.
Gurmit, I'm not interested. I'm not. Gurmit, you're talking to yourself, please. Gurmit, I have been on the phone for nearly 2 hours. I'm not. Gurmit, you're talking to yourself. You're talking to yourself. I'm not listening. I'm not listening, Gurmit. You're talking to yourself. I'm not listening, Gurmit. You're talking to yourself. You're talking to yourself again. This is why, Gurmit, you're talking to yourself again. You've just, for the past 10 minutes or so, you've just been talking to yourself. I'm not listening.
Do you want to know about Eban? What do you want to ask about Darren? Is there any more
questions
you want to ask about Darren?
Right.
Mum and Dad and Eban.
You're just in your, again, you're still in your... Gurmit, you're doing it again. Are you going to let me speak? Are you going to let me speak? Are you going to let me speak? Right, you carry on talking to yourself. I'm going to make a cup of tea. I'm going to make a cup of tea because this woman is just talking to herself. Trying to get help here. Right, Gurmit, you're having a conversation with yourself. Oh, so I'm not listening. So if you let me speak, please. No, because you're not listening. I'm not interested. No, you're talking to yourself. You're doing it again. You're doing it again. Gurmit, yes, and you need to get some serious help. You need some help because Gurmit, this is you know, is this how you talk to people? Is this? Don't tell me to get right, Gurmit. You're doing it again, okay? You're being rude. You're being insulting. You're talking to yourself. Nearly 2 hours. Nearly 2 hours. Nearly 2 hours. Exactly. You don't know me, and this is not. It's not normal to talk to someone like this. It's not normal. It's not normal behaviour. This is not normal, Gurmit. It's not. Look, you need more help. You need help with these issues. Gurmit, do you realise? Right, you just carry on. I'm just going to wait until you've stopped.
Have we misunderstood each other there?
I'm just going to wait until you've stopped speaking. I'm going to wait until she stops speaking because she just goes on and on and on. She's having a conversation with herself. Right.
Yeah, so you're recording this. Are you recording this? Are you recording this?
What do you mean? Gurmit, are you just going to just... You've been talking to yourself all this time.
Can I give me a direct answer? Are you recording this? Because you keep...
I'm not going to give you anything because you've been so rude. You've told me to get a job. You're talking to yourself about Convid. Why do you think I didn't join the conversation with you and Darren? You and Darren, when we bumped into you in the beacon, are you going to let me speak? Why are you so paranoid? Why?
Do you want other people to listen?
Gurmit, you're just talking to yourself. I'm trying to talk to you about something serious. Well, perhaps if you hadn't, you've attacked Darren to me. Right. You just carry on. I'll wait until you stop talking. Are you going to let me speak? Because I've been on the phone 2 hours. I have been on the phone for 2 hours to you. Why, Gurmit? Why do you, Gurmit? People don't want volunteers. Right, I'm going to switch. You carry on. Are you going to be quiet? Are you just going to be quiet? Right, you're doing it again. You just won't let me speak. You won't let me speak. Gurmit, people don't want... You can just carry on. Gurmit, what planet are you on? What planet?
Don't sabotage your home by getting...
Gurmit, I'm going to have to terminate the call. I'm going to have to terminate the call because I'm going to have to call Pat. I'm feeling very ill as it is. I'm homeless. Can I just say, Gurmit, 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 please be quiet. What planet are you on? You're talking about getting a boiler and paying for bills. I'm self-funding a hotel. I'm self-funding. Gurmit, will you just be quiet? Will you just be quiet, please? Please. I don't have it. Will you just be quiet? Gurmit, can you do me a favour? Please don't do voluntary work because I think you need to get some serious help. You don't listen. You're just living in your own bubble. You're in your own bubble. You're throwing insults at me. You don't know me. You accused me of taking Darren to the name of ABUSE. You lied without. Do you know something? Do you realise that Charlie did the same thing? Hello, Gurmit, do you realise this is why every time I bumped into you, I didn't say anything because I knew that this is what you would be like. I knew because. But no, Gurmit, will you just be? You see, you're doing it again. You just can't stop. You can't go up. You can't throw. Right. Well, that's one. Oh, you're doing it again. You're doing it again. You just won't let me speak. You won't let me speak. Do you know? Gurmit, what? I'm going. Gurmit. What? Gurmit, you need serious help. You need serious help. Look, I know. Look, I know. Look. Darren said you had problems with your family, right? Right. I'm not your family. Right. Gurmit. Hello. Come back to earth. I am not your family, okay? Darren said that you have issues. Darren said you have issues with your family, okay? I'm not your family. You don't know me. I am ringing you. Exactly. So why were you so familiar with me? Why did you? Right, do you know something? I've made a mistake, okay? Right, Gurmit, do you know, you know, Darren said you have issues with your family, okay? Stop talking to me. So stop talking to me as if I'm your family, because you don't know me. 9 years ago, look, Gurmit, would you just be quiet, please? I am the one. Gurmit, I am the person. Right, excuse me, who is the person who... Excuse me. I'm the person who phoned you saying I need to speak. And all you've done is talk at me. And you're in your own bubble, okay? I have... Do you understand? Oh, you're doing it again. No, you need to get help yourself, Gurmit, because yes, you need serious psychological help because. But could you just? I'm just asking you to just be quiet. I'm begging with you. Gurmit, I need to ask. Oh God. Oh God. I actually feel really, I feel very, very, very ill now. After I've been trying to speak to you. It's been over 2 hours. I've been trying to speak to. You're making me really ill. Look. I have been trying to speak to you for 2 hours. Gurmit, you know, it wasn't me. It wasn't me who took Darren. It wasn't. Oh, you know, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. Gurmit, will you stop mimicking me? Stop copying me. Will you stop mimicking me? Hello, hello, hello. Gurmit, stop mimicking me, because you keep on and on and on.
You're pointing a finger 3 point back at you. Simple principle of nature.
Do you realise? Do you realise? You do. I mean, I know we're all in a spiritual warfare, but crumbs, Gurmit. This is biblical. This is biblical. No, and it's none of your business. No, because you had no right. You had no right to accuse me. You said that I brought Darren to the name of Oh, Gurmit, are you just going to keep talking to yourself? Are you just going to keep talking over me? Oh my gosh, how this woman can do voluntary work, I don't know. I am trying to talk to you about something very, very... I don't know who I'm talking to, because you're talking to yourself. I am trying to talk to you. Gurmit, what is wrong with you? You have been talking to yourself all this time. You obviously have absolutely no interest. You can dish it out. No, you can dish it out. You can dish it out. I am phoning you because I am phoning you. I am phoning you. I'm phoning you because... No, I'm not going to ask. If you're just going to keep talking over me...
Just say yes or no.
You're Darren's. It doesn't matter whether you. It doesn't matter because you're talking to yourself anyway. You're not listening to me. I have been. You've been throwing insults at me. You're talking to yourself. I have phoned you. You didn't phone me. Gurmit, I phoned you. I phoned you. I phoned you. Are you going to... No, you're not letting me speak because... Gurmit, will you just... I might as well just end this call because you're just talking to yourself. You're having a conversation. You just right, you just go on. You just carry on. You just carry on. Right. Gurmit, I'm trying to talk to you about something very serious. I have been trying to... I have not spoken to you for 9 years. I have not... No, Gurmit, this is very serious. Do you realise I have been extremely suicidal? Do you realise, Gurmit? Gurmit, do you realise you need to be honest with me about Eban, because what I've been telling you. No, Gurmit, what I've been telling you. She threatened to dispose. Look, you have been entertaining this conversation for 2 hours. She threatened to dispose of my possessions. She threatened to dispose of my possessions. Now, Gurmit, don't you pretend to care about me. Don't you pretend to care about me. Don't you pretend to care about me and then say, how dare I speak to you about Eban. I know you don't give a damn. I know you don't give a damn, Gurmit. I know you don't. And I've had abuse. And I am being abused by Darren's Christian friends. And I am being abused by Darren's Christian friends. And I am being abused by Darren's Christian friends. So one of them who works for the food bank. One of them works for the food bank. Hello, Gurmit. 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 Hello. Gurmit. 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 You're not listening to me. You're not listening. You're not listening. You attacked Darren to me. You've attacked me. This is the devil's work. This is the devil's work. Please. And you know something? I am now going to pray. I'm going to say, ABUSE, please get Eban to listen. Please, in the name, I'm now going to pray. I'm now going to pray. ABUSE, please get Eban to listen to me. You obviously, I have just told you, I've been on the phone for over 2 hours to you. I have been on the phone to you for over 2 hours, and I have been telling you some very serious things. I have been telling you some very serious things. One of Darren's friends. I am talking to you about all these crimes, the domestic abuse. Darren was arrested. Darren was arrested in Eban's flat. What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you, Gurmit? Darren was arrested in Gurmit's flat. Eban's flat. Eban threatened to dispose of my possessions. Eban threatened to dispose of my possessions. Hello? You talk about what's sick. Do you know what? There's only one thing that's more sick than anything, and that is your attitude towards me, because I am phoning you, because I am distressed about all of this. I am distressed about all of this. I am distressed about this. Eban is your. Oh, do you know what? Do you know what? You really are away with the fairies. I am trying to talk to you. You really are away with the fairies. You just. I mean, I feel like I need to call the paramedics because of my health. You're making me really, really ill. Eban is your friend. Eban is your friend. Eban is your friend, Gurmit. Did you know? Did you know what happened in Gurmit?
When was the last time you went? Are you indoors or outside?
She's asking me if I'm eating. This is unbelievable. Eban, did you know that Eban threatened to dispose of my things? Did you know that Darren was arrested in her flat? She is your friend. This is really sick. It's really, really sick. I was locked out of. I then got a brand new flat of 4 months. I got a note from Eban at the reception. Dispose it. threatening to dispose of my possessions, and I was locked out of the flat on news my father had died. What part of this is not getting through to you? What part of this is not getting through to you because you just have conversations with yourself? No, I haven't. And I've been trying to tell you for over 2 hours now because you don't know anything. Eban is your friend. Eban is your friend. You're supposed to be a Christian. You're supposed to be Christians. You're supposed to be Christian people. You are supposed to be Christian people. Now, you've really, really antagonised me now. One of Darren's friends, you are friends with Eban. Eban has abused me. So has Darren's friend.
What is the word abuse mean? What abuse? Let's look up the word abuse.
Eban, do you know what? Do you know, Gurmit, go back to. I think you, Gurmit. I'm gonna hang up on you. I'm gonna terminate the call because I don't think you should work. You shouldn't be doing voluntary work because people don't need covert. I've allowed myself to start shouting. I've allowed you to antagonise me. I've allowed you to provoke a reaction in me. I have allowed you to. Do you realise, Gurmit, that your behaviour, Gurmit, is very dangerous? Your behaviour, Gurmit, is very dangerous because when you start passing round rumours, Gurmit, when you start passing round information that's not true, this woman is going to, if I'm not careful, I'm going to end up having a heart attack. Do you know what, Gurmit? You need to go. I can't talk to you. I can't talk to you. You have done a lot of damage and I'm in a suicidal state. I am in a suicidal state. You're in cloud cuckoo land. You've done a lot. Well, I am, Gurmit. I am. Your friend, no, because you have done a lot of damage by. No, you have done damage. No. I needed to talk to you about this caring role through Care for the Carers. You knew what Darren was doing. If Darren was trying to copy you with this caring role, I did paid care work over 2 decades ago. He was then talking to you about me. You've attacked me. You are absolutely doing the devil. This really is the devil's work. Let's call a spade here, because Darren, Gurmit, I feel like I'm going to get. I feel like I might need to call paramedics because I'm feeling. I honestly, I've been crying. I've been suicidal. You're not listening to me. I'm trying to talk to you. You see, you're doing it again. You're talking over me. 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 I've got to get off the phone. I've got to get off. I can't do this. I can't do this, Gurmit. I can't do this. I'm illegally homeless. I have people. Do you know something, Gurmit? People don't survive what I have been through. There are thousands upon thousands of people who take their own lives. They end up in the gutter. They end up on the streets. They end up on the streets. I've survived. You're doing it again. You're talking over me. You're talking over me. You're doing it again. You're talking over me. You're talking over me. You're doing it again. You're talking over me. I tell you what, Gurmit. I'm going to try and ring Eban. I'm going to try and ring Eban. You carry on talking to yourself. Do you know? You just carry on having a conversation with yourself, because Gurmit, I'm not interested. Well, you're just in your own bubble. You're in your own bubble. You need to get help. You're in your own bubble. I need to speak to Eban. I'm going to try and phone Eban. Right, I'm gonna have to end this call. Gurmit. Gurmit. Gurmit, can you get out of airy fairyland? Can you get out of airy... Gurmit. Right, I'm going to terminate the call because you have caused so much trauma, Gurmit. You have caused it. The word that your friend Eban has abused me, and I phoned you for this reason. You're talking over me. And Steve Churchill, who worked at the food bank, I'm going to have to terminate the call. I'm going to have to terminate the call. I'm going to have to terminate the call, okay? Because, like I said, I'm going to pass out. I'm going to have to call the paramedics in a minute. I can't cope with this. You're in cloud cuckoo land. I'm going to, do you know something? I'm going to try and ring Eban now, because I felt too afraid to pick up the phone to phone her. Right, Darren's, you're supposed to be a Christian. Darren's friend Eban is supposed to be a Christian. You're talking over me again. Eban threatened to dispose of my things. Darren was arrested in her flat. You know, you've caused enough damage. I am in a suicidal state. I've been crying. I've been suicidal, and you're just not listening. So I'm going to have to try and call Eban. You're just talking over me. I can't talk to you. So I'm going to have to go. I'm going to have to go. Gurmit is in absolute cloud cuckoo land. She's in absolute cloud. She's just talking and talking and talking and talking. I don't even know. She's talking. At one point, I heard her say, "You need to pay the bills." She is away with the fairies. I'm self-funding a hotel. I need to be very careful, because I've got the answer now that I needed. Gurmit is very mentally ill. I'm in a suicidal state. She's paranoid. From the moment I rang her, she was paranoid that I was recording. She's obviously got a lot to hide. She's paranoid. And the problem is, this is why I keep away from charities. They're supposed to be there to help us. This is Darren's Christian friend. I feel like I need to call the paramedics, because I feel her friend Eban is also a Christian. She's got things of mine. Darren was arrested in her flat. Darren was arrested in Eban's flat. Eban is a friend of Gurmit's. They're both supposed to be Christians. Steve Churchill worked for the food bank. He's supposed to be a Christian. And he had things of mine. And this woman she's got problems with her family, and she's talking to me as if I'm... that woman is in cloud cuckoo land. but like I said, I had some idea that she was in another world, but I didn't realise to what extent. She attacked Darren to me, and she attacked me. She said that I was making Darren ill. Darren took a caring role through Care for the Carers. So she's got the nerve to attack Darren to me, but at least Darren, I wouldn't be in a relationship with Darren if he didn't have the ability to listen. I mean, even Gurmit said to me, he won't tell you anything about himself. No, he gives me the chance to talk and talk and talk and talk. But my gosh, I know when to come up for air. I do a lot of talking, but at least I come up for air. But this is really, really, really serious because I'm crying out for help. Gurmit obviously knows about my YouTube channel. She's lied during that conversation because she said that she didn't know who YHWH was. She's a patent liar because she came up to me in the street and said that I was the one who took Darren to the name of YHWH. No, Darren is the expert on the Hebrew Aramaic scriptures. Oh, it doesn't matter whether you say God or Jesus or whatever. Do you know what? You know, it does. But at the end of the day, she's doing the devil's work because I have just this is the work of the enemy. She's an evangelistic Christian. I couldn't care less. I just wanted someone in the community to come out to me and do what she did with a team of people for this woman and help her declutter. I am now on the brink. I'm trying not to get cancer or something like that. So I'm just going to put this on pause and then I'm going to try and phone Eban or leave a voice message. So I'm going to phone Eban now, and it's taking me a lot of courage to do this because, as I said, this is Darren's Christian friend. Darren was arrested in Eban's flat. I documented this on my YouTube channel. So Gurmit is being very dishonest. This really is the work of the enemy. Let's just call a spade a spade. I mean, we all know about narcissism. This is screaming narcissism. Now she told me on the quiet about his OCD. No, I mean, if people shout their mouths off but they don't have the ability to listen, that's not normal. It's just not normal behaviour. She was just banging on. I honestly feel like I could just pass out. All that's happened is I could have got a 5-year-old to do for me the things that I've been asking for help with. And I've had a lot of very, very sick people like Gurmit who work in these places, who volunteer, but at least Darren gave me the time of day. He's listened to me. I wouldn't be in a relationship with Darren if, oh, my gosh, Gurmit has just shown me her real true colours. So she did know something about Eban, and she's oh, I never said that. I've never knew about YHWH. She came up to me when I was with Darren a few years ago in the street, and she said, you took Darren to the name of YHWH. You're the one that got him into this. You're the one who made Darren ill. I don't even know this woman. I'm phoning her because ever since I've been with Darren, I've had emotional abuse issues and all these things have happened, and it's involved his Christian friends, and they are mutual friends of Gurmit. This is what happens when you're extremely vulnerable and people in the church, in the Christian church, all these charities and whatnot, and there's a lot of mental illness in Eastbourne. There's a lot of it, it's everywhere. But what Gurmit wouldn't let me say, because she just wouldn't shut up, is that I'm concerned that Darren was trying to copy Gurmit with this caring role, and it's very, very serious, because he came into all of my problems, and then he took a caring role through Care for the Carers, and Darren's father could see that something was not right here. Honestly, you can't talk to that woman. I think it's true now what they say, that there are people that want to work for charities and volunteer just so that they can immerse themselves in other people's problems. And this is what narcissists do, covert narcissists. So I already knew what she was like, but I've ended up shouting because obviously I've been through so much. People just don't survive what I have been through. I'm in a suicidal state. I mean, at one point she was mocking me for being suicidal. But there are a lot of people who do this sort of thing. They call themselves Christians. They do this. They don't have the ability to listen. But oh my gosh, I am absolutely so I'm going to ring the law firm as well. I'm going to leave a voice message for Eban. I hope it goes to voice message, because for one thing, it's taking me a lot of courage to pick up the phone. I have just lost so much confidence. This woman, I stayed in her flat. Darren was arrested in her flat, and Eban threatened to dispose of my things in a letter. And then I got news my father had died. It might actually be better if I send her an email, but I don't think I have her email address. Hello, that's Eban speaking, please?
Oh gosh, sorry, remind me. Is that Byron?
Yeah, yes, yeah. I have just been trying to speak to Gurmit. I know that you know Gurmit. I've been trying to speak to her for about.
Sorry, remind me of your name.
Because this is very serious. Because it's regarding my.
I've been through a lot. My memory's really.
Yeah, so have I. I need. It's right. I need to say some. I do need to tell you something very serious. Okay. It's very difficult for me to pick up the phone to speak to you. I'm very close to collapsing. I've just had I'm absolutely wiped out from trying to speak to Gurmit. She's in her own world.
You're not going to speak to her. You're all in our own world. Everybody's going through a lot. Gurmit's going through a lot.
Well, yeah, no, Eban, sorry, Eban.
That's all. Everybody is going through a lot.
Yeah, we all are. Exactly, we all are. Eban, look.
Members of my family died.
Yeah, a member of my family died as well. Eban, could you just let me, please don't do what Gurmit has just done. I need to speak. I have phoned you because you've had possessions of mine, and look, you know, it was very difficult for me to pick up the phone, right? No, Eban, please, this is very difficult for me. You know that Darren was arrested in your flat, right? And there've since been other things that have happened between us, and he assaulted me recently and I didn't press charges, okay? I stayed in your flat because Darren encouraged me to. I felt very awkward. I didn't know that you you didn't know that I was staying in your flat for 3 months. I don't know if you realise this. I fixed your washing machine. I cleaned out the filter. I got that working. And I left some flowers for you because I just felt I was just mortified at all of this. And since then a lot has happened. I was given a brand new flat of 4 months. Just 4 months because I received a letter from you at the reception desk. Now I don't know how you knew that I was staying there, but you were threatening to dispose of my things in the flat, in your flat. And obviously I was very distressed when I next spoke to you, and since then a lot more has happened. I was illegally locked out of the flat on news my father had died. I still don't know how my father died, and a whole lot more has happened since then. Okay, it's very, very serious. I'm shaking just picking up the phone to speak to you, and what has prompted me to pick up the phone to speak to you is because of how Gurmit has left me feeling. She's in cloud cuckoo land. She doesn't let me speak. She's just going on and on and on and on, talking to herself and talking at me, and she's just in her own bubble, in her own little world. So it's very hard as it is to try and find someone that you can actually have a conversation with and communicate with. Darren isn't like this. Well, obviously, because I wouldn't be in a relationship with him. But this is really, really hard for me. That woman that contacted you on my behalf is now dead. She died of cancer. Oh, no. Yeah, she died of cancer. When did she die? I don't know when exactly. But she had emailed the local MP, Caroline Ansell, the former MP, on my behalf because I had been attacked at Belmore Road to the point where I thought I would be killed one time. Excuse me, just a minute, please. Sorry, someone's just knocked on my door. I'm in a hotel. I'm illegally homeless. I've got a landlady in contempt of court. Excuse me, sorry. I just need to just answer the door. Sorry. Hello. Can I have some tea bags as well, please? Thank you. Yeah, sorry. I'm just sorry. Knock on my door. I'm shaking right now because this is really hard for me. So much has happened, and I have been dealing with all of this on my own. I've got a landlady in contempt of court who should be in prison. All these things have happened since I've been with Darren, okay? Well, in the first instance, obviously I was going to get back to it sometime because you threatened to dispose of my things in a note. And you left it at the SDR living reception. And I need some honesty here because I'm sick to death of all this abuse and all the lies, and you know, I do kind things for someone, and then this is how I get treated. This has been going on and on and on. I obviously I appreciated staying in your flat, but as I explained to you, and it was so difficult telling you, because I felt so awkward being in a stranger's flat.
Okay, but really, I'm at work now, so my time is a bit limited.
Okay,
so
sorry.
Let's not talk about how you felt. I told you at that time, I said, don't worry. I was going away to Canada, and I said, don't worry about that, okay? So I don't think we need to rehash that. I don't think we need to go back to that.
But we do really, because, well, in the sense that obviously, you know, it's very awkward being. You appreciate that it was very, very difficult for me.
I understand that, but we've moved on from that.
But we haven't moved on. But we haven't. No, we haven't moved on. No, but Evan, we haven't moved on, because you left a note. Hang on a minute. Hang on, Evan. How can you say that we've moved on when you left a note?
You've been going on about how awkward you felt, and I said, fine.
Evan, I've had no contact with you for years.
Darren picked up that note.
Evan,
he dropped it with you.
Evan, I have. Could you just let me speak, please? I've already had this with Gurmit. I haven't spoken to you for years, and yes, I need to ring a solicitor. Thank you, Evan. Evan, I have got to phone a solicitor. No, Evan. Evan, would you just let me speak, please? Because I need to phone the solicitor as well. I need to phone a solicitor as well. Would you just let me speak, please? Because the thing is, I haven't spoken to you for 3 years, and you have got possessions of mine. I don't know. Are you still there? Because the phone has gone silent. Are you still there, Evan? I'm going to be physically sick. I really do feel as if I'm going to be physically sick. Evan, I don't know if you can hear me or not. I'll send you a text message. Or I'll try again. Now she's blocking my calls. It looks like she's blocking my calls. I don't know. Darren has done this before. I feel like as if I could pass out. I'm just sending a text message to Eban now. See, I haven't spoken to Eban for 3 years. She's supposed to be a lawyer. Darren said her father was a top solicitor in Nigeria. Well, she's not exactly behaving in a professional manner, because she doesn't know anything about Mr. Holden, who's got 16 pages of corruption against him. These people don't know anything about me. These are Darren's Christian friends, and all these people are just driving me nuts. Darren was arrested in her flat because he assaulted me over a set of her keys. This is what I mean. My faith is real. I'm praying against all of this abuse that has left me suicidal, and I just simply don't know what to do. But this lady, she suddenly sounds so shocked that Juliette died of cancer. Yes, she did. Yeah. And Juliette was my only advocate, and even she turned funny, but she's now died of cancer. And she wrote a letter to the former MP Caroline Ansell, and the current MP isn't doing anything. So yeah, it's very, I just don't know. I must be an amazingly strong woman. Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Eban. Thank you for phoning me back. Thank you for phoning me. Yes. Hello. Can you hear me? I'm sorry you're at work. I'm sorry that you're at work. I didn't realise that you were at work. I'm sorry to phone you. My anxiety is that bad that I'm actually struggling to ring the law firm over my homelessness, because I've got a landlady who committed to prison for what she did to me last year. So there's a lot that's been happening. It's just been endless. I'm shaking speaking to you. Like I said, that place where you left that note has got. Oh, I'm sorry. All right, I'm sorry. Darren took it. Sorry. I'm sorry. Right, I got that wrong. Okay, Darren took it. I wasn't speaking to Darren. And I have a YouTube channel where I've got criminal evidence on there. I've documented a lot, so I think that's how he found out I was staying there. I apologise for that. But you, in that note, obviously, yes, I left a lot of things in your flat, and you said if I don't come and get them, you'll dispose of them. I can't even begin to tell you how traumatized I am. I'm a broken wreck. I'm someone who did paid care work over 20 years ago, and these psychopaths who were meant to be trained to deal with complex needs, they locked me out of the flat on news that my father had died in my nightwear. Now, Mr. Holden, a solicitor who's got a terrible reputation, but he was the only person I could go to for legal aid. He was going to help me make a subsequent civil claim against the council. Now, I've learnt from a forensic retired lawyer that he's got 16 pages of corruption against him, including sexual harassment, and he hung up on me 3 times in these hotels. I've spent thousands of pounds on these hotels, and I am trying to hold it together. But I have been, these past few days, particularly last night, I was crying, and I've been feeling suicidal again. It's come back. I'm carrying the weight of all of this stress, and And what has prompted me to find the courage to pick up the phone to speak to you is because another one of Darren's friends, who's also been abusive, well, I say abusive, he sent me verbally abusive text messages calling me a stupid idiot after he sent a letter to the House of Commons, which I have a copy of, on my behalf, about my disability and saying I've been failed by the, etc., etc., signing himself off as a friend and advocate. And so this involves the local MP, because the local MP and the caseworker are not, the caseworker hasn't got back to me for months on end, so I have been left on my own as a vulnerable adult, swimming, just basically fighting to try and get someone somewhere to do something, and no one will do anything. So obviously it's had a knock-on effect with me and Darren and his friend. And the thing is, what it does is it leaves me in this mental state of, well, Darren's friends have abused me, and the thing is, the reason why obviously I'm grouping you in this is because of that note that said that you would threaten to dispose of my possessions. And I had abuse from Darren's friend, another Christian friend at the food bank, who has things of mine, and he turned nasty. And it's just been, I've got no one. I have been very, very badly beaten by the police and sexually assaulted by the police over a political matter because I refused to call my transgender sister a man. So I've also had that thrown at me, and I'm dealing with all of this on my own. So it's very difficult to see the wood through the trees when it's just when I obviously I'm having issues with Darren, and I'm trying not to involve the police because they are corrupt and they've committed heinous crimes against me themselves. So when he assaulted me a few weeks ago, I didn't press charges because I'm protecting Darren. I mean, I'm swimming in corruption and insanity. So when I tried to speak to Gurmit just now, for over 2 hours, I was trying to talk to her about you. She was talking over me pretty much the whole time, apart from, well, about half an hour she let me speak without interrupting me. But pretty much most of the 2 hours she was talking over me, and just, it was like she was having a conversation with herself. She's got serious issues herself, obviously, but I don't have anyone. I really am in. No, it's okay. No, I appreciate that. Like I said, it's predominantly, is that the right word, about my possessions, but obviously this is having a devastating effect on mental health. I mean, right this second, I feel like I could collapse from exhaustion. I mean, I lost a lot of blood last year. I went into hospital and had an iron infusion, and the landlady, this was after this demented landlady locked me out of the house. I'm dealing with seriously demented individuals. Now, Darren's parents could easily intervene and go and say something on my behalf. So could Gurmit. So could you, in fact. But
Why would we say these things?
Well, no, I mean, I'm just saying that if you're friends of Darren and you know Darren's my partner and you knew my situation, to get a note from you threatening to dispose of my things and then I get locked out of a brand new flat on news that my father has died. There's a lot going on, right? And and you know, with all, and I mean this with all due respect, you know, Darren has strengthened my faith. I mean, this is obviously on a personal level. I mean, if I just group you all as, oh, Darren's Christian friends, why don't they help me? This is, it's all very personal. You see what I mean? So I just don't understand why you, like, from the moment I picked up the phone to speak to you, you were on the defence already. You said, oh, we left this all in the past at the time. No, we didn't, because I haven't spoken. Can I just finish?
I've got limited time.
Can I just finish? Can I just finish?
Multiple people.
Can I just finish? Because I haven't spoken to you for 3 years.
I am Darren's friend, but I don't see him regularly.
Yeah.
I don't have any information about what he personally is going through at the moment. Right?
Can I finish what I'm saying? Because when I first phoned you, it took a lot of courage to pick up the phone to speak to you. Now, can I finish what I'm saying, please, Eban? Could you let me finish, please? Could you just let me finish, please? It won't take long. Now, you were on the defence from the moment I started speaking to you. No, I haven't had it. Exactly. You threatened to dispose of my things, Eban, in a note. You threatened. Darren was arrested in your home, right?
I did not know anything about this until much later. So
I told you when you came back from Nigeria. I told you when you in your flat. I told you in your... Eban, would you just let me speak? Because I haven't spoken to you for 3 years about...
What do you want me to do?
We haven't passed that. Why are you on the defence? But so why are you on the defence with me?
After that, you and he made up. So you don't need to bring...
Why are you... Eban, I haven't spoken to you for 3 years. I don't know you. You came back into your home and I felt awkward. I told you what had happened. You told me not to worry about it. So we moved on from that. And then I get a note from you threatening to dispose of my things. So how is that moving on? When I left flowers for you and I think a card, I thanked you. I fixed your... I fixed your washing machine.
One of the reasons
I fixed your washing machine.
From Canada, I did call you repeatedly.
Eban, I don't even know you. And this...
Fine, I know Darren, and I said to Darren, Darren, I'm leaving. The note was sent to you literally as I was about to get into a taxi to catch a flight.
But why would you threaten to dispose?
Didn't know what to do.
Yeah, but why would you? Why? No. Eban, I'm under a lot of duress.
He was also at the end of the... He told me, he says you've left multiple items all over with all different people.
Eban, Darren was arrested in your flat. And there's been a lot that has happened with him, with the controlling behaviour. I felt very awkward that the fact that he had been arrested in the home of someone that I'd never met, and I explained this to you, and then I fixed your washing machine. I don't even know if you realise that.
Thank you for fixing my washing machine.
But you didn't know that at the...
I appreciate all of these.
But then I get this note. But then I get this note from... Oh, God.
That note, I repeatedly asked you to remove your things from the flat.
Eban, Eban, you were getting on a flight to go somewhere else, weren't you? Sorry, I was homeless and I was going through the process of moving into a flat, a brand new flat. The care coordinator was sacked. The care coordinator who helped place me there. The night porter was later sacked. And guess what? The Lansdowne hotel manager, who contacted the police when I was locked out of that flat on news of my father's death, guess where he is now? He's in prison for 7 years because my eldest sister's friend was on the local ITV news because he was defrauding people. And he contacted the head of police. The police have been part of the corruption, right? Both me and Darren have been arrested, but I have been on the sharpest end of this. I have been on the most horrific end of it. I still don't know how my father died. My